we had been talking about over the last couple of weeks the Proposition A, I believe it was, in Missouri that gave workers paid sick leave and tied the minimum wage increases to inflation in future years. And this was, a huge deal, giving all Missouri workers paid sick leave. And it was a ballot measure that passed overwhelmingly. 57% of Missourians who voted in favor of this ballot measure. And yet, the Missouri legislature, the Republicans, voted to repeal this ballot measure during the legislative session. The ballot measure passed in November, and the Missouri Republicans voted to repeal it back in April. Or early May, I think it was. It is now on the Missouri governor's desk. He does need to sign it for the repeal to go into effect. And he was giving a press conference the other day. Somebody asked him if he planned to sign the repeal, and this is what he had to say.
And another thing I'm interested in is, will you sign the Senate bill that scraps the mandatory sick leave in Proposition A?
Is it the House bill that we just approved this week?
Correct.
Yes. I'll take a look at it, but I'm a big fan of that bill. As I mentioned earlier, it's a huge issue to both small and large business and economic developers. And look, I'm a capitalist in a free market. I do not think that we should allow, in this case, a very liberal group from the East Coast of our country come in and spend millions of dollars to put a question on the ballot that has nothing to do with the input of individually, privately owned businesses, and I'm not a big fan of mandates. I think the markets should set what employees get paid and what the compensation are, and I know businesses are very competitive in doing that, and they're always going to try to take care of their employees the best they can so they don't lose them to the business down the street, and that's something individual business owners should decide, not some piece of legislation that was introduced by somebody not even from the state.
Hey, 5 seconds. Just wanted to say that this is only possible because of our donors. If you want to see more of this, then consider donating yourself at tvlr.fm/donate.
I mean, just such a gross thing to say about the citizens. Because it was Missouri citizens who had to sign a petition to get the ballot measure on the ballot. It was Missouri citizens who voted 57% in favor of this ballot measure. And so you're saying that they don't matter. And, we played another clip of a Missouri legislator talking about how this is the problem with direct democracy, is that the people are stupid. That's what these folks think about people like you. That's what they think about the average Missouri worker. They think that instead of the Missouri worker having a say over the conditions under which he or she works, that it is the Missouri boss who should have total and complete say over everything. If it were up to these people, we wouldn't have minimum wage laws, we wouldn't have overtime laws, we wouldn't have child labor laws, we wouldn't have workplace safety laws, any kind of stuff like that. It would all be, they would allow us to be completely at the beck and whim of our employers. Missouri voters do not agree with that. And so we'll see. We'll keep tracking that, but, it's not looking good. I think that he has until sometime in June to sign it if he wants to put it into effect. Hopefully he will not. I know that he's getting a lot of pressure. I know that the Missouri Workers Center is doing a lot of work trying to push back against the repeal of paid sick leave. But yeah, it's just so gross. And I don't know. Palace Real says politicians speak. Indeed. It's, yeah. But this is what they think about folks like us. They don't think that we deserve a say. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.